We're here to talk tournaments, service, the fishing industry, and of course, the Armed Forces Fishing League. Welcome to the Sunday SITREP, the official podcast of the AFFL, where service meets the water and competition becomes connection. Remember, it's not just a tournament, it's a brotherhood. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the 32nd episode of the Sunday SITREP, where we're going to be sitting down with Zack Birge here in just a little bit. So just want to be upfront and honest. There's a little bit of difficulties that were technical in terms of miscommunication on our end. We did not clarify with him that we were doing it 7 p.m. Eastern time, and he works off Central time, being from Oklahoma. So that's our fault. We didn't let him know that. It is what it is. He will be home in about, what do you say, Nick, 20 minutes or something? He's at T-ball practice, and then
20-30 minutes, and we'll jump into it.
Yeah, for sure. So for now, we're just gonna all hang out and chill and relax and talk. What's up, Eric Bove? Here we are. All right.
Josh, get right into it.
Yeah, we're here. Boom. Josh is he's on it. He'd be in there like swimwear. All right.
On that,
Josh is already on it. But here it is.
Step up his game with the Bassmaster Fantasy, Josh. What's going on?
At least he set his picks. I'll say that. I didn't even set my picks this week. I had a crazy week. But anyways, if y'all are tuning in right now, come on, get in on this. Like, share, and comment. Hashtag #DSitRep for a chance to win one of our February shirts. Like we said, if you're just now tuning in, Zack Birge is going to be a little behind, kind of our fault. We did not clarify 7 p.m. Eastern time, and he lives out in Oklahoma on Central time. So he's working to get home, and then he's going to be here just in a little bit. So we might run a little longer than normal tonight, but that's all right. It's a Thursday, and, some people might not have work tomorrow. I don't know. Did y'all get 4-day weekends? Or is that still the privilege of the military?
What, you got a 4-day weekend?
Yeah, what's a 4-day weekend?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, we get 4-day weekends. Yeah.
That's
that?
Don't categorize the military in that. That's gonna be an Air Force thing. No offense, because
not my fault. You chose the wrong branch. Not my fault.
I won't disagree with you on that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we shut down when it snows. Airplanes and stuff. Yeah, so we're all grown adults, so I think we can all stay up a little past 8 o'clock anyways. They'll buff out. But yeah, so let us know what y'all thought about Logan Martin. I have not had a chance to watch it today, but from talking about it before we jumped in, seems like Logan Martin's kind of a bust for some folks.
Yeah,
kind of tough out there, but yeah. Let me pull that up.
I'll
pull up screen share it.
I think they were fishing today, this afternoon, 55-degree water. Tomorrow's supposed to get a little bit warmer. It should turn on.
For sure.
I don't think they've really honed in on them right now, but they've catching a lot of 1-pounders, 1.5-pounders.
I'm so glad I decided to pick my picks. I'll pull it up now. Let's see who's winning here.
Steve Whitney. Yeah, sure.
Steve Whitney.
He's holding on to it.
Steve Whitney. Let's take a gander. Let me screen share here, and we will kind of go over his picks while we're kind of hanging out and relaxing. Boop. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. My apologies. Oh, no, I didn't. All right. So we got Trey McKinney in 9th place, Seth Fighter in 77th, Tyler Williams in 49th, Fisher Anya in 15th. Where was that last week, Fisher, when I needed you? Jordan Lee, 7th place. Nice. What'd y'all say is leading it?
Brock Mosley, 15.
15?
Yeah, 15 and some change. Brock Mosley.
That's
There you
Pretty
go,
solid
Tony.
down there on that lake. There you go. Boom. See, some people get 5-day weekends. Come on. I think I definitely lost because I didn't set my picks this week. So for the season, I'm out. That sucks, but it is what it is.
If we could talk about Logan Martin for a minute, Phil's comment
Yeah.
there, they'll find a brush pile. Listen, these guys are fishing brush piles that are a stick, literally a stick, and they're calling it a brush pile. I'll never forget, Phil showed me a brush pile down there. I'm like, that's a tree branch. That ain't no brush pile, but there was fish sitting right on it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Strange lake.
Well, it's they're cane piles, so it has the cane coming out. You just can't see it on the live scope. It's a huge spotted bass, like the Carolina spotted bass lake, herring lake deal. Not just spotted bass, but herring lake deal. Because what they'll do is them bass will sit out there off them deeper edges of the points with the cane piles, and as those herring are transitioning on and off the points, they're just straight up smoking them. They're just using those cane piles to hide, but they're all man-made. They're all man-made.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I looked at them. I'm like, we're literally fishing a stick. What's going on here? And there's fish on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what blows my mind is down south, you guys can actually take like man-made structures and drop them in lakes, and fishing game's okay with it.
It's a free world.
Dude,
They do it. They do it. They collect Christmas trees and do it.
I feel like we'd be crucified up here if we dropped like
I'm sure.
PVC tubing down there, and God.
Oh, y'all can't even do that, like the crappie trees.
People will do it. They'll take the old Christmas trees, drop the old Christmas trees in there, or they'll make the trees out of the PVC pipe, right? And they'll make some of the big tie downs to cinder blocks or ties and drop them in. But it's illegal. You're not supposed to do it.
Yeah,
they still go do it.
Yeah, fishing game will, especially New Hampshire, they'll have a field day with you.
Oh, I'm sure. Listen to some of the rules you've told me about, like the scheduling and like, don't you guys have to like take the fish like out away from the boat ramp?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
It's going to be at least 100 yards, or if it's a channel-based system like Squam Lake, we have a channel system that runs out to the main lake. You got to run it all the way out the channel, out to the main lake, 100 yards out past that last buoy system, and drop them.
I will say,
Dang.
with all these rules they've had, it has made a difference in the state, though. Like the fish quality and quantity has improved. I will say that.
That's pretty cool. I wish South Carolina would do the share lunker program that Texas does.
Yeah.
That whole program is just phenomenal. It's such a cool ordeal, the way they take the big ones in and breed them with males that are big, and it's just cool. It's a neat setup. And you can see the world. I mean, that's fact. Yeah. You only get trouble. It's only illegal if you get caught.
Yeah. Before he gets on, he just said he's headed home. So, before he gets on, everybody watching, please be mindful in the comments. They have very strict no information rules, as we're all aware. So just please watch what you say in the comments about that stuff. Feel free to ask questions, but don't give any information about his upcoming lakes, tournaments, all that stuff. He does fish the NPFL and the Bass Pro Tour. So let's just keep that in mind.
Right. Especially South Carolina, Georgia guys. They have Hartwell coming up. So nothing about Hartwell. Please don't even put the word Hartwell in the comments. They've got it. When is that? The 19th, you said, Nick? So
next week. Yep.
Yeah, next week the BPT will be out there. So for my South Carolina, Georgia guys that are right there on the Hartwell and fish it, don't bring any of that stuff up.
And then they're going to Lewis Smith Lake with the MPFL the week after that.
Oh yeah.
So just be careful. That's all. We don't want to.
Yep. Be cognizant.
Yeah.
Yep. We're gonna tell him not to open up the comments section. That way, there's plausible liability for him. But still, at the same time, we just don't want to jeopardize. This dude's coming on here and talking with us and gonna give us some cool details. Hopefully, we don't want to jeopardize his status by any means.
Bubblegum sluggos, Tony.
Works every time.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That's right.
Oh man!
But rumor has
Oh,
if you
man.
spray them down with some Sex Panther, that's the key right there.
Some what?
Sex Panther. That's the cologne that they use. 60% of the time works all the time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Dang, I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Bobby used to say that about everything. There was like a period where it was like everything. Is 60% of the time it works every time. Oh man.
Shane's got it.
Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, we double clicked. Hey, let's go. I'll invite him out. I've got two 12-inch cracks in my boat, but you know, it is what it is.
You haven't got
Take
it
him out
fixed?
if he wants to. No. Life has been chaos and busy and everything. So I don't even know when I'm coming home from Florida yet. Probably Monday, but we'll see.
Patrick's got it right. Rich mahogany and leather scented lures. I'm telling you, that'll work in St. Lawrence.
Leather scented lures. That's good. That's good. Dang. The old pork rinds, Uncle Josh. Yep. The pig and jig, and yeah, that's cool. I want to do that one day. I just want to get in like a big lot of like old school baits and just spend a day out on the lake throwing the old school stuff. It'd be a fun. We should do a derby like that. Or like during. No, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna do something like that.
Rig up some of those. What were they back in the day? The cream worms with the double hooks.
Have you ever used one of those?
They still have them. They still make
I know.
them.
I see them at Walmart and stuff.
Yep. Oh, that's the plan right there. I've got some speed tape that we may or may not use on airplanes that I'm just gonna good to go. Let it eat. It can seal cabin pressure on an airplane. Why can't it seal water leakage on a boat? You know what I mean?
Throw some JB Weld on it. On my old Ranger, I had to throw some JB Weld down on my where my live well pumps were coming in. They all cracked. Threw some of that water weld on it. Worked great.
Yep. Oh yeah. Get some like old Mitchells. Like the old Mitchell spinning reels.
Yes.
Big giant heavy things and like big broomstick handles. Oh no, the old pistol grip. That's what we got to do. The old pistol grip, like 5 foot 6 inch rod pistol grip with a Mitchell spinning rod, or the big bulky like bait casters. You know what I mean? And just the cream worms and the sluggos, and go find their what's the original buzzbait? What they call it? The lunker lure. That'd be cool.
You're gonna start to see. It's almost like a bell curve, all right, where you got all the new baits coming out. The fish get used to it. You got to go back to the old baits. They get used to the old baits. Then you go back to something new. It's always going back and forth. And I'll tell you, those grubs that Hank Cherry was throwing, you go on eBay, guys are making a killing on them right now. As a matter of fact, Dave Mercer was just talking about it on Bass today. He was looking on eBay all over the place. The prices are wild. Shot 2 scrubs.
That's crazy.
Hear that,
That's
Josh?
crazy.
Shot 2 scrubs for St. Lawrence.
Hey, It might work.
Oh yeah, look, he's already scored away. He's ready. Then went and got the shocker installed. I'm just gonna, hey Josh, I'll just follow you around. I'll take second. I'll just follow you around and scoop up what you miss.
Just have that net ready.
Yeah, I'll just have the net ready right behind him. I'll bring the beer.
Shocker. Imagine.
Dude, it's crazy. I watched some videos of it when like the Kentucky Lake Asian carp population, when it was like destroying Kentucky Lake and they were going down to the dam and dropping those big shockers down and like hundreds of fish popping up. I mean, crazy. Giant bass too.
Yeah. The old
Giant
great
bass.
worm.
There it is. Uh-oh. Hank's got some secret sauce. I didn't see that yet.
Yeah, I saw that video today.
I wonder if it's through
I think it is.
Bass Mooch and
Yeah.
and that whole deal he's working on there.
You're probably
Pretty cool.
putting some of that secret Yamamoto salt in them with the Senkos.
Yeah, and kind of
Really
weight them
salt
down
them
a
up.
little bit because they're super light without, just by themselves. So if you weight them up a little bit,
But I think he was actually fishing it, right? Like a minnow almost.
Yeah, he had a little
Working
jig head
float?
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
crazy. Just old school as can be.
What are we gonna do here? Ralph will benefit of the truth. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Josh, does
We
that
gotta buy
include following
tickets.
me?
John, is this the grubs? Go get me some. I'm in Florida. I've got some old school grubs, but I wonder what's special about the ones that Hank's throwing. I'm gonna have to find that video and watch it tonight. I have not seen that yet.
It was on. I saw it on his Facebook page.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
It just blows my mind. Like, we have all this stuff, right? We have all this technology, all these different lures and baits and all this stuff, and the dude goes out there and slays it with a little grub
Right.
head. It's insane.
Crazy.
It just goes to show you, you never know. You put something different in front of them or something that they haven't seen in a while, they're gonna go for it. But obviously, speaking about St. Lawrence, with everybody in here, Nick, make sure everybody's making sure they're getting all the arrangements taken care of up there. They're selling out fast up there.
It is filling up, and they make sure you ask a lot of places up there too. The place I'm staying at, they said that they do a military discount, like 10% or something, and I'm sure a lot of the other places do that as well. So just ask when you're up there. Didn't see the scam video. I did see the scam video. I don't know what that is. Yeah, Shane. Yeah, I'm with you. Throw the same baits. I got a boat full of stuff, probably 200 pounds of lures in the front end of the boat, and I can't put down the same couple of rods.
Same, dude. Every single time I get on the water, I end up just throwing a shaky head nowadays. It feels like it's bad.
How many times do you go out there the night before, you set up all your rods, you rig up everything, you sit there, you go, all right, I got top water, I got this, I got that. Next thing you know, you got 10 rods on the deck, and the whole day you just throw one thing, and you always go back to that one confidence bait.
Yep.
Every time I go in the water.
It never
you
works.
just described that. Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
And I can't tell you how many times I've done this, like where I'll put all my rods in the rod locker and there'll be like a specific technique that I want to throw. And I'll just put one or two rods with that technique on the front deck to like make myself commit to it. By 9 o'clock, I've got 20 more rods out on the deck and I'm spun out and doing crazy stuff. Where was I? I think it was Gunnersville at the National. I had a 15-inch spoon out the first day. I don't even know. Like, just out of nowhere, I was just like, "Oh, there's some fish down there on that ledge. I'm gonna throw a spoon at them. Why not?" And
Austin, I'm not gonna lie, Austin. I thought this exact same thing. I saw a fish out there, and I actually said to Bob, "I go, I should just throw a spoon out here. Why not?
yep,
Can't catch anything as it is."
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I was at. Like, I was catching crappie on a jerk bait all day, and I was like, "Those are definitely bass down there. There's big bait all around." I was like, "I'm gonna throw the big giant." I know the giant gizzard shad live in Gunnersville, and that's what they feed on. I was like, "I'm gonna throw this big giant spoon," and I just kept getting hung up in the rocks, and it kept getting hung up on the line because I was probably ripping it too hard. But I'm not good with a flutter spoon. It's something I really want to learn, but I'm not great with it. Jigging spoon I can do. I flutter spoons. I don't know. It's weird to me.
They got the Lake Winnipesaukee up here in the early spring, and in the late fall is good for the spoons. There's some guys that use them all year round up here, but even Lake Champlain, they'll throw the spoons out there all the time, and guys do great with them. I throw it out there. I don't know what it feels like. They say you're supposed to feel the vibration.
Yeah.
Jig it up. I have no idea.
It just feels like
times and
I'm
get
ripping a
frustrated.
giant chunk of metal. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Feels like I'm just ripping a giant chunk of metal through the water. And you would think for a 15-inch hunk of lead that weighs like 3 ounces, you would think that live scope would pick it up. Nope. Make that make sense. I can throw a tiny little tungsten jig head and it's like, boom, there it is. Clear as day. But I throw a freaking 2-pound chunk of lead and it's like, yep, nope, I have no. There's nothing there.
What's that? Is it Kentucky Lake that's known for like the ledge fishing and stuff?
A lot of the Tennessee River chain.
Yeah.
I think Wheeler probably in recent times has the most. I mean, Kentucky Lake, I think, is where it all got popular, maybe.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I mean, that was the deal on Kentucky Lake, the ledge fishing. Like, there's that FLW. I don't remember who it was, but there's that FLW tournament, and like 2 dudes showed up at the same spot, got mad at each other because they wouldn't move, and then the dude ends up putting it on the trailer. But yeah, the whole Tennessee River. Yeah, that was Kentucky Lake. Yep. Right down below the bridge. But there's Pickwick is definitely a big one. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm not coordinated with it at all. It's so bad, dude.
It takes a lot of getting used to.
So like if I've got the live scope pointing forward and I'm making a direct cast straight forward in front of the boat, I'm good. And I may be to the 2 o'clock and the 10 o'clock position, like that little, what is that, like a 140-degree range, maybe, I'm all right. But as soon as you get beyond that, like to the left, right, not a chance.
Yeah.
Like I can't find it. It's so bad. I'm still running the old 32 transducer too, but it is what it is.
It took a long time for me to. You know what the hardest thing for me was to figure out the distance, like casting it.
Oh yeah,
that was the hardest thing for me to do. And someone told me, they're like, just picture a boat, like picture a boat length.
Yep.
And that put it, like, you have to think of something that'll put it in perspective for you, and that helped me a ton. But like at first, I'm like, dude, that is not 60 feet. Like.
So the way I started doing it is I keep mine locked at 100 feet.
Yeah.
And mine goes 100 feet out.
Yeah.
And I pretty much keep it there. And now I'm just kind of gotten to a point of muscle memory where I know roughly on the screen where I need to cast to be a little past what my intended target is.
Yeah.
It's just like everything. And just going back to what you were talking about, you get that new lure or something, you just got to go out there with it and just dedicate yourself to days on the water and just get used to it.
Right, and focus on it.
That's here too. Like I love when people are like, "Oh, live scope, it doesn't catch the fish for you." It's even more frustrating.
It's like spotlighting deer. Sure, but you still got to hit the damn thing with the rifle. Like
It's
know what
more
I mean? Like,
frustrating when you're casting at the fish and you can see them how they're reacting and usually swimming away. Like it makes you even more upset because now you're watching
right.
it happen.
Mm-hmm.
How about watching the fish and you see when you start to go over the groups of fish, you see them, you're working it, and the whole group of fish goes right up to the boat, right up to the live
Oh
slope,
yeah,
and they hang out there.
yeah.
What even ticks me off the most is like you'll be working a jerk bait or a minnow or whatever, any bait, and you'll see them. It'll be a couple feet off the bottom, and those jokers are a couple feet over like a suspended fish, and they'll freaking phew,
And stop.
and then just turn around and stop and go away. And it's like, never in my life, let me be clear here, never in my life have I ever pulled up to a Five Guys, jumped out of my truck and ran as fast as I could to the counter, looked at the menu and be like, nope, don't want Five Guys, and turned around and walked away. Ever. Like, never have I done that.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah,
some.
that's
Yeah.
fair.
You know what? Going on what Eric says, honest to God, I don't know how these guys tell it's a bass or not. I really don't. I think today when I was watching it, somebody was over there. They were casting at something. And he's like, "Yeah, that's a turtle." And it was just a blimp of the screen. And how do you know that's a turtle? How? It was chasing the bait.
Right.
He's like, "Yeah, that's a turtle."
A catfish, like big catfish, I think are easy to identify that they're big catfish, but everything else, I think is kind of difficult for me. All right. Our guest has entered the studio, so I'm going to bring him on. Are you ready, Nick?
We're ready.
All right. I don't think he knows what's coming, so we're about to get him good. All right. So let me get set here. I'm sorry, guys. I was not ready. We're doing it a little different than we normally do it here. A five-time Red Crest qualifier, 4 career MLF wins, the 2012 College National Championship, earning over $1.2 million on the water, and currently ranked 9th in the world, from Blanchard, Oklahoma, Zack Birge.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Sorry I'm late.
No, you're good.
Oh, you're good. I explained it to everybody. We did not clarify Eastern Central Time and all of that, and it be what it be. It's definitely a lesson learned for us.
It's all good.
How was T-ball?
Chaos.
Chaos, yeah.
Yep. Pretty typical.
How old?
5.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I can imagine. I've got a 4-year-old daughter, and I can't even imagine giving her a baseball bat. I would be terrified. But for
Thank
sure.
you so much for taking the time, too, and doing this.
Absolutely. Yeah. And now that we do have a few more people in here, we kind of talked about it earlier. I want to bring it up one more time before we dive into anything. In the comments, please refrain from posting anything related to any kind of things that's going to get him in trouble with no information rules. Like I said, especially the South Carolina and Georgia guys, they have Hartwell next week. Please don't be posting anything in there about Hartwell. We are very appreciative of him coming on here and taking time out of his day to be here with us tonight. We don't want to jeopardize anything weird with information rules and all of that. So please. And when I go through this, I think I scrubbed my questions, but just to be fair, if one of the questions I ask you think is going to jeopardize that, please just tell us and we'll just move on. I don't want it to get you like that.
No problem.
So I'll introduce this game. We have not done this yet because we haven't had a lot of high-profile guests. We've just been doing a lot of like members from our organization, stuff like that. So what we want to do is we're going to incorporate something we're calling Fire for Effect in. And we're going to do it at the beginning of the episode with these higher profile guests so we can kind of break the ice a little bit, kind of get to know you a little bit, and just, kind of open it up, get some questions, and there might be a couple that catch you off guard just so you're tracking.
All right.
Hey, nothing crazy. We're not going to get you in trouble. But so the way this works is I'm going to move the screen around and get us all. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Well, I guess we
No,
can't. do
you're not putting me under fire here.
yeah, I know. I don't know. We haven't tested this with 4 people in the lobby. We're learning. We're learning. Okay. Well, Tony, I don't know how to do this, but you're going to be
That's all
stuck out.
That's all right.
All right. All right. So the way this is going to work is you're going to get 2 minutes to answer as many questions as you can. I'm going to start a clock when you're ready to go, and then we're going to wrap it up as soon as we're done. If we run out of questions, we run out of questions. I don't think we will, but the goal is just get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
You ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I forgot the music, but whatever. We'll just roll without it. All right. Go-to bait for any lake in the country right now.
Chatterbait.
Best trailer for a buzzbait.
Horny toad.
Gin, clear water, or chocolate milk preference.
Chocolate milk.
All right. Smalley spots or largemouth.
Largemouth.
Favorite hobby other than fishing.
Hunting.
All right. Turkey hunting. Box call, pot call, or diaphragm.
Box call.
All right. Favorite comfort meal after a bad derby.
Comfort meal.
Yeah, after a bad derby.
Pizza and a drink.
Nice. All right. Your go-to meal to celebrate a big win.
Steak and a drink.
All right. Favorite fishing season, however you perceive that.
Pre-spawn.
Best bass fishery in the U.S. right now.
Hard to not pull for Gunnersville.
Fair enough. All right. So if you're fishing a team series tomorrow on Gunnersville, who's your partner?
Poche.
All right. All right. So this is going to get a little harder. So first 15 minutes of the first period tell you nothing. On the second period, are you covering water fast or picking apart a high percentage area slowly?
Covering water.
All right. Pattern is running dry at the end of that period. Next period, are you doubling down on a pattern you had that was sustainable or running and gunning?
Running and gunning something new.
All right. All right. Last period, tied for first. You and another guy both have schools of easy small fish, but there's a pattern for 4+ pounders that's a grind. What are you choosing?
Whatever got me there.
Perfect. All right. That's fair. I like that answer. That's not the answer I thought we were going to get there. All right. I'll bring you back in, Tony. All right. So it's just something we thought of just to kind of loosen up and get a couple things in there. Obviously, watched a lot about you and seen a lot about you. So new hunting and turkey hunting and stuff is kind of your jam and waterfowl season. So I had to throw in the box call question. I was supposed to be at home in South Carolina. I'm actually in Florida visiting some family, kind of emergency situation. And I was going to bring out my diaphragm and challenge you to a battle, but here we are. Things kind of got out of hand. But so, Nick, do you have anything you want to start with specifically?
Yeah, so first of all, I just want to address the Gunnersville thing. We had our national championship for our league down there in October. And I will say that is, in my opinion, not the best fishery. We had such a hard time down there.
It was a grind, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time I ever went there, it was like I had no idea what I was doing. I'd hardly caught any bass. Like it's crazy because the place is chock full of it. And I didn't catch hardly anything. I hated it. I was cussing it left and right. And now that I've learned it a little bit, I know how things kind of work there. It's not at the right time of the year. It's not hard to pull up and get a bite when you need one. But I was fresh, I'd never been there before, didn't know what I was doing. I just new body of water running around trying to fish what looked good, but not kind of what the deal really is there. This was in February too. So, but it's such a good place. Boat ramps are always completely full of people and it continues to put out big bass and a lot of them. It blows my mind. I can't believe the fish that continue to bite there with as much pressure as it gets.
Yeah,
it's
crazy.
Wild. Every time I've been there a handful of times, and every time, I mean, he's not joking. It doesn't matter what time of year you go, the middle of the week, boat ramps are packed, and it's all bass boats. It's wild. It is huge, but I don't know. It's crazy.
That guy
I mean, how
at
many?
GTO is awesome. The one that runs the store.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
He's
Yeah.
such a good dude.
he loves it.
Yeah.
He loves bass fishing. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's no doubt about that. It's not fabricated. I mean, that is pure passion. The way that guy treats everybody that comes through here.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's
Just after
really
hearing
awesome.
you talk about Gunnersville like that, Nick, I think we need to make another run at it.
Not this year.
That's
I
fair.
need a driving break.
So, not to ask anything too invasive, but like, what do you think it is for you? And you don't have to get too specific, give away any top secrets or anything like that. But for you on Gunnersville, like, where did it click for you? And like, kind of what is that clicked? Like, what dialed you in on it?
Man, honestly, I kind of put it together throughout the tournament. I had a little bit of an idea of what I wanted to do and kind of what I thought would play. I found one little turn in a creek that was on a grass line that I pulled up to it, made a cast, caught a 4-pounder. Let me back up. I'd been catching some on a red vibe, and I only had one of them, so I was really nervous to just, go all out with it and potentially lose it. And that was the only one I had. I've got so much confidence in it. It's hard to pick up another bait that's not the same, and then potentially not get bit, or you throw it for 20, 30 minutes and not get a bite. And then you're like, all right, oh gosh, like now my wheels are spinning. And I tied on this little red crankbait that was real similar to it. Pulled up to that spot, threw out, caught a 4-pounder, first cast. Like, all right, they'll bite it. Threw out again, caught another one about 4. I was like, all right, well, maybe there's a school of fish there. Maybe I'm just lucky or what. Threw back out, caught another big one. So then I turned to the right and I just kind of threw down the opposite edge of the grass and got my crankbait down, kind of hit the grass, pulled it out, started slow rolling it, just kind of ticking the top of it, caught another big one. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a massive school of fish on this turn of this little grass edge. So I thought, all right, I could probably go there and catch, 4, 5, 6 before they wise up, or, I go through them and then at least get my day started. So I went and tried to find a lot more stuff like that. And I really didn't find a whole lot of, you could catch a fish here or there, catch 2 or 3, then go 20, 30 minutes, catch 2 or 3 more. Just not what I thought was going to be able to keep up the pace for a BPT event. Like, you literally have to be catching one every 10 or 15 minutes at least, most places that are good to even stay within contention. And, first day it was rough. I scoped the first period. I went to a bridge and trolled around, followed bait, saw like hundreds of drum around bait. Didn't even throw to any of them. Finally saw one I thought was a bass. I caught it. It was a 412. I caught a 5.8 off a stump that was right there on the edge of the channel that I was going up and down. There was 5 giants on it, and I could only get one of them to bite. And she was a 5.8. She was a good one, not a giant for Gunnersville, but a good one. And then I went to the grass deal, and I pulled up to that spot, and I caught a couple good ones pretty quick, but then they just shut down. Like, I couldn't get another one to bite on it. Then I had to go back to practice mode, started running around. I scrambled to catch what I could, and I was outside of the cut by a few places. Not much weight, but just a few places. And so day 2, I thought, well, I'll go back and I'll start on the grass edge. I'm not going to use active target. I felt like I wasted a lot of time doing that when I could have just been fishing and probably got a few more bites. I didn't find that magical bridge that Banks and, a couple of them guys blasted them on. That's literally the only bridge I didn't go look around in practice, of course. But I pulled up on another grass stretch, kind of in a creek mouth, and shoot, I caught like 70 pounds off one stretch. Never touched it in practice, just pulled up on it, looked right, threw up there, got a bite, got another bite, ended up spending 2 periods on it, and I caught enough weight to get me to the knockout round. So I used that. I used my starting area and I had a section of the lake that I was really confident in. That's kind of what I was trying to build on. So I fished everything in that stretch that looked like a pre-spawn fish should be pulled up on, or an area that, wintering fish would be around that, when it warms up, they might sun gets up, get a little surface temp increase, they might pull up on the edge and I could catch them. And it worked out good because everywhere I went, I caught a few. Ended up throwing a chatterbait some and catching some fish. And then, I just unexpectedly kept making the cut, made another cut, got to the last day. And, I legit thought I had a shot to win it there in that second period. I pulled up on the main river. I was kind of struggling. I was in like eighth and, about 20 pounds out. Shoot, probably more than that, honestly. I was probably more like 30 pounds out. And I just pulled up on the river stretch that I've got a lot of confidence in. I caught a lot of big fish down it back in May. I don't know, several years ago when we were there for when it was a 5-fish BPT event. And I went through it in practice. I let the wind blow me through there a little bit. I kind of fan cast around and I was looking in the water. It was really clear. You could see the grass, and I actually saw a couple of bass swim by and I thought, all right, well, there's got to be something around. So I went back there, just kind of last ditch effort to try to put something together, and got my little red crankbait out, caught one real quick, caught another one. I caught like 25 pounds or 28 pounds in 40 minutes. And climbed all the way up to like third. And I was only 13 pounds out going into the third period. So I was really confident. Really wish I had made that adjustment earlier in the day. I feel like I could have had a shot to win if I'd had more time before the wind started blowing and all that. But, that's tournament bass fishing. It's decisions, timing, and all that. It's crucial. Making decisions at the right time, adjustments at the right time, all that. Ultimately it makes or breaks your event. Like, you'll win one because of it. You'll finish second or third because you didn't make the right adjustment. And that's what happened to me. I finished fourth. But no complaints. A great way to start the year. Not a great practice, but you just got to keep your mind open and piece it together day by day and hopefully learn enough to move up as high as you can by the end of the tournament.
Yeah. You caught that many fish off of one stretch.
Yeah, it was nuts. This place was just crawling with bass, I felt like.
We need pinpoints, all right? We had a question come in the your PB and tournament PB.
PB is a 12. I've caught 2 12s. Caught them both actually at the same lake here in Oklahoma. Caught one on an Alabama rig the first year it came out. Well, yeah, the first year when old boy made it famous and caught all them. We made some homemade ones, and I went down here to a local lake and caught like 44 pounds one day before it took over the internet. I caught a 12 that day. I caught a 10 first thing that morning. That was my PB at the time. Then I caught a 6-pound smallmouth, like several 7 and 8 pounders. I was like, oh my gosh, like this thing is magical. And then at the end of the day, I made a long cast at the dam of this lake, and it was like 25 foot down there. And I was reeling it, and I felt like something was pushing my E-rig, like just kind of tracking it, like it was going slack kind of. And I snatched, and when I did, I didn't get anything. I was like, dadgum. It felt weird. So I made the same cast again, got it down, let it hit the bottom, and I popped it up, started just crawling it again. The same thing. It started getting pushed again. And finally it ticked. And when it did, I snatched, and I had that fish. It was right at 12 on my scale. And man, she came up, and I thought I had state record. I've never seen one that big. And then I caught another 12 the next year. Same lake, same time of year. And I caught it on a wiggle wart in about a foot of water. It was crazy.
Oh my goodness, I would be terrified on a crankbait. You see that joker come up and head shake, like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was wild. I fished a BFL the day before on Grand, and a buddy of mine asked if I wanted to fish an open event with him down here on this little lake, and we showed up, and there was a hard north wind, cold front coming through. I was like, dude, I don't really feel like running anywhere right now. Let's just idle around this dock, and we'll just start throwing a crankbait on this riprap, see if we can catch a few. And I caught a 6 right off the bat, which it's a pretty good one for there. And it's got a weird slot. It's like 13 to 16. So anything over 16 you can keep, under 13 you can keep. So we had like 4 under 13 little bitty ones, like 12 inchers, and then we had a 6-pounder. And I spot locked on the corner of this riprap, and I turned around. I've been making the same cast with the wind, I turned around and said, man, I'm going to try to throw into the wind one time. And I threw up. The wind blew me right onto the rocks. And I made like 3 cranks and it stopped. I legit thought I was hung, and I pulled, and then it just started easing out off the bank. I was like, God, like, I got something. I don't know what it is. And she came up and kind of, she was really cold. She come up and shook her head, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's Sam. I got a giant. Couldn't see the crankbait. She dug, and you could feel like, you can feel the line on their teeth just kind of going back and forth. I'm like, she's chewing up my line. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm just going to try to baby her in. And she came up, turned over on her side. He got her in the net. And first thing he did was sit down. And he looked at me, and I was like, man, you all right? I said, that's what I asked him, because he went like ghost white. I was like, dude, this is a freaking giant. Like, I was all jacked up. He didn't say anything. I was like, are you good? He's like, I just need a cigarette. I just need to sit here for a minute. I need a cigarette. I was like, all right, dude, get your cigarette. But we got a giant in the boat. So yeah, that was kind of a funny story. That I'll never forget that fish.
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool.
So you Oklahoma, born and raised?
I was actually born in Arkansas. Grew up fishing there. Lived there till I was like 13, I think. Then we moved to Oklahoma, and I've been here ever since. So I've been here longer than I have been there.
Was there someone that introduced you to it, or was it just kind of?
Yeah, fishing with Dad on weekends, and I fished with him on weekends and afternoons after school. Mom would take me to the lake, and we'd fish too. And if any chance I could, go fishing, I would. Either she was taking me to the lake if he was working, or if she was working, we were going to the river fishing. I grew up fishing the Arkansas River, so that's kind of where I cut my teeth over there. And then we moved over here, and we got all this red water, and we got deep, clear water, red water, shallow stuff, deep stuff, rivers, lakes, kind of a good variety of stuff. So it was really good to grow up around here and see a wide variety of stuff.
Yeah. And when did you get into like tournament fishing? When did that start ticking?
Pretty much high school.
High school.
Yeah, a buddy of mine and we started fishing some little things, and got out of high school, got in college, and figured out there was college fishing, which I think is what kept me in school. Long story short, did really well, got to travel, fish all kinds of places, won a college championship. Just really cool experience for someone in college to do. And take you out of the college game. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that was not supposed to pop up that way. I was gonna play that because there's one part about it I want people to hear.
We're gonna wait to work that out. So the team's not going to break up just yet, right? Not going to do it. And then after that, I think you're a agri and soil major, wind turbine technology major. Got to get out in the big world. You can't know what's going to happen exactly, but I mean, are you guys entertaining anywhere in the back of your mind something having to do with fishing? A career like that?
That's the number one goal.
Oh, is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So in that moment right there, do you remember that vividly? Like that interview specifically?
Yeah.
Like, do you looking back, do you think that you would be at one point ranked, 7, I think at one point last year in the world, I don't know if you look at that. But right now you're sitting for 2025 season 9 in the world. At that time, did you ever think that was feasible?
No, I didn't think that. And then, still today, I don't really look at that. I didn't even know I was 9th right now. I didn't know I was 7th last year whenever that they sent that to me, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't even know, but that's pretty neat. It's cool to see. It's kind of surreal, but I just go out and try to do my job and have a good time, enjoy what I get to do, and, have fun with it.
What point were you like, I can actually do this? Was it that at that point after the college stuff?
Yeah, kind of, because, I'd never, you saw our jerseys, and we had, whatever team sponsors. I don't even know who was on there or any of that stuff. I don't even know if they were actual sponsor of the team or not, but I didn't know anything about that stuff. I was completely green as it gets to it. And it's funny because after that tournament, phone rang a few times, and people started reaching out and started having some talks with some companies. And then one thing led to another and led to another. And here we are 12 years later after my rookie season, and I've built a pretty decent career on it.
I'd say so.
So looking back to those days when it was just kind of surreal and didn't really know what we were doing besides just fishing and having fun, to here we are. I've built a career off of bass fishing. It's pretty cool. It's cool to sit back and think about it and look at all the different directions I could have went in life, and be able to say that I can go fishing for a living to make money and pay my bills. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
When did that all come to realization for you? When you realized you win the college championship, you get out there, you're a rookie on the tour, going into your sophomore season. At what point did you all of a sudden it clicked in your mind that, hey man, I really can make a career out of this, and go that way? And I think you had a college degree in like wind turbines, so it looks like you were kind of going one way, and then your whole professional career just took that turn to fishing, and you made that switch.
Yeah. So we won the college deal, and of course after that, graduated college. Went to work. I actually went to work out in Western Oklahoma with Weatherford Oilfield Company, wellhead service guy, basically on call 24/7. Did that for a while until they accepted an application at a wind farm here close to the house. So when they did that, I was staying 2 hours from here, so I'd stay out there all week, come home on the weekends, do whatever, and then go back to work on Monday, come back on Friday night. I got the job close to home, so I started working on the windmills. That was really cool. I enjoyed it. It's a cool career path. I'm not against it. I enjoyed it. It keeps you active, keeps you physically in good shape. And it's just a cool job. But I was fishing Rayovacs at the time, and that year, I started working there. Later that year, I qualified to fish the tour through the Rayovacs, top 10 in points. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it, but I wasn't just going to let it go without making an attempt.
That was the FLW.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And so I told my boss, I asked my boss, I was like, hey, I've got 6 events I need to fish, which basically equates to 3 weeks of vacation time with no extra days to travel. That's literally travel the day before the tournament starts, fish the event, travel home, go back to work. Like, I don't get to practice. I just show up and fish and then come back home. And I was like, man, I just don't think I can justify paying that money and only having that amount of effort I can put into it. Like, if I'm going to do it, I need to be there for practice, need to be able to daylight till dark practice every day, cover everything that I can and put in the right effort. So we talked about it, and I turned in my 2 weeks notice shortly after that, and left on great terms. My boss was really cool. I was only like 22 at the time or something, so it wasn't a big deal. I could always go back to work. That wasn't a problem. Didn't really have many bills either, so it wasn't that big a deal other than the entry fees I was about to pay for. But right after I turned in my 2 weeks notice, there was the Rayovac Championship that was on Wheeler, and out of nowhere, I had a terrible practice till the last day. I drove over this bridge that I had launched at the day before, and I was actually going up to Decatur to put in. I drove over the Elk River Bridge, and I thought, man, I need to go back and look at that one more time. And I spun around, went back to that ramp, put in, ran up the river, and I shut down by these log jams. And when I shut down, I spot locked in the middle of the channel, or close to a log jam, and I was getting some rods out, and I noticed some bait that was busting, right in those log jams, like a lot of bait activity. And I kept watching. I kept seeing some flashes, like not breaking the top of the water, but just like flashes under the surface chasing bait. And I noticed that the bait was pretty good size. So I was processing that. I thought, you know what, let me tie on a bigger spinner bait with bigger blades and just see if that makes a difference on the bites that I get. Tied on the biggest spinner bait I had, slung it up there by a log jam, rolled it over, caught a big one. And 5 casts later, caught another big one. I was like, okay, I got him now. And first day of tournament, caught like 11 pounds. I was so bummed about it. Like I went from as high as you can get to the low as you can get. And I thought, well, I don't got anything else to go to. So I went back to it on day 2 and I caught a big bag, which climbed me up a lot, and then ended up winning by 7 pounds on day 3. So I won that event, which paid me 50 grand, which funded my whole rookie season. So took a lot of pressure off. I got to fish all year with no financial pressure, and really got to just take it all in, enjoy it. I learned a lot, and I had a lot of success the first year, which just I rolled it over to the second year. Of course, then you get the whole, people joked about sophomore slump and this and that. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. I'm still gonna do my thing. There's no such thing as a sophomore slump. Well, there damn sure is, and it's because you start making friends, right? You make friends and people start talking, and you have conversation like, well, what do you think we're gonna do when we get over here to this? Like, oh man, you gotta get a big worm and a 10XD, 6XD, and you gotta go out here and fish these ledges and do all that. I'm like, all right, cool. So I spend money at Tackle Warehouse or whatever, buy some stuff, and go out there and get my teeth kicked in because I don't know what I'm doing. And so that's how sophomore slump happens. So about halfway through the season, I'm like, I've got to turn this around. Like, I've got to make some money because here I am. I'm just blowing it. And what have I changed? What's different? And the only thing I could think of was I got to quit listening to Doc Talk. Got to quit listening to what people are telling me.
It'll get
I literally just need to show up, go practice, go do my thing. Don't worry about anybody else or what they're doing, and figure it out. In the last 3, I went 3 events without cashing a check. In the last 3 events, I cashed good checks, salvaged my year to an extent. I didn't make the cup that year. I was really pissed off I didn't make the cup. That kind of hit hard on me. I made it the first year. Loved it. Dang near won that thing too. I should have with the bites that I got, but it kind of lit a fire under me that second year. So third year I went back out, same attitude, do my thing, fish my game, and don't worry about anybody else. And that's what I've done ever since. So that's how you can go from doing well to blowing a career real quick, is just listening to people run their mouth and, try to talk you into doing things that you really don't need to do. Just go out and fish what you're confident in, what you're good at, and let it all play out.
You're definitely a power fisherman from what I've been reading and hearing from you. Yeah. We got just a couple questions in the comments. Patrick Gates was wondering what your first boat was.
So my first boat was an 8-foot Sears V-bottom with a paddle. That was my first one. Then I upgraded to a trolling motor. I don't know what brand or model. It was just black. And then
the old lawnmower battery.
Yeah, exactly. And it would die about 2.5 hours in or so, and I'd have to paddle my way back to the ramp and then pick it up, load it back in the back of the truck, and drive home because I didn't have any more juice for the day. So that was my first boat. Yeah. Yep.
And then Shane was wondering which win has been the most memorable.
It would definitely be the BPT at Eufaula.
Yeah.
That's my biggest win. It's obviously my most memorable, but they all have they're all special for sure. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to win one, no matter if it's a BFL or whatever. And I've won a BFL, Toyota, and now a tour event, and they all feel the same. They really do. Whether it's you won 6,000-7,000 at a BFL to 100,000 to a tour win. Of course, the money's better, but a win's a win, in my opinion. I went out fishing last Saturday at a little jackpot with a buddy, and if we'd have won that, it would have felt the same to me.
Yeah.
I'm just super competitive.
So you go FLW, and then how'd you feel when you started hearing like the changes coming up with Major League Fishing taking over? Like, where was your head at with all that?
I had just started fishing the select events 2 years before that. I think it was 2 years before that. They invited me to fish those. Absolutely loved it. I love the format. It's the most aggressive bass fishing I've ever been a part of. Literally leaves you drained at the end of the day. I loved it. So when there was rumors and talks about it, I was really interested in it, but it didn't seem like the FLW side was going to get much traction as far as an invite to go over to this new league that was supposedly forming. And I got a little subtle hint here and there that my name might get brought up, which kind of, it excited me a little bit, but at the same time, it was like, I'm not going to get my hopes up. And then I did get the invite. I did get the invite, and which was pretty special. I felt like from where I was at in my career and where I was fishing, that was a no-brainer. Like, it was a choice that I had to make. Whether I really thought it was the best thing to do or not. And I thought it was great. I thought it was a great decision for us and where I was at and where I was trying to go. And it's worked out well. Obviously, a lot more bass guys got invites and stuff, which a lot of guys accepted it. There was a few that turned it down, which everybody's got their own reasonings behind it. But I look at it now. Of course, they bought FLW, so it was a great decision for me at the time, and I'm thankful today I did make that decision back then.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. So this question here might take up a lot of the screen, but someone just posted this here.
Basically, I'll summarize it. I just read it, but like with your fame and the no information rules, like when you're on these fisheries, like what are your like COAs for stopping people from talking? Or like, and how common is it? Like, how hard is it? Like, how many, like every time you pull up to a gas station at Gunnersville, how many Jim Bobs are out there like, hey, Bo, I know where 16 schools of bass are out here on this ledge over here,
It happens a lot. It happens a lot. And originally when BPT started, like, there was so much pressure as far as information and rules, and like I didn't even travel with anybody because I was so scared, like I was going to do something accidentally that could jeopardize my tournament. I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't want to do anything that could cause any kind of harm to my event. And dude, we have the most intense polygraphs back then too. It was wild. And of course, the same situation, the same things would happen at gas stations. And first thing you do when you leave that situation is call the tournament director. You got to call them. You got to tell them, hey, I was at the gas station. TMI, too much information. A guy was talking, and I cut him off and said, hey, I appreciate you wanting to help, but we can't get any info whatsoever. I'm trying to do it the most polite way I can, without saying, hey, you shut up, you can't talk. Like, I can't get info. I don't want to be that guy. But, I try to politely cut him off and just say, hey, we're under strict information rules. We can't obtain any info, solicit any info. Like, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you're going to harm me if I continue to sit here and listen. So then we have to call and, basically say, hey, Jim Bob at the gas station was talking about, go into this cove and throw a worm or whatever, just as an example. And so then we'd get a TMI email be sent out. Birge bumped into a local and he said, go to, whatever creek and throw a buzzbait all day and you'll catch a mega bag. We just have to shut it down, be proactive. You just gotta turn it down.
Yeah, just pump the brakes
and try to be nice about it, because I don't want anybody to get upset or be pissed off that, hey, Birge pulled into town and he's a jerk because he wouldn't let me, tell him what to do. I just like, look, dude, no info is no info. I'm sorry. I appreciate you trying to tell me, but I can't obtain any info. That's all we have to do,
And then this one's kind of on the same thing. He's just asking, like, does it take any fun out of it, like not being able to like sit around and talk fishing? Like,
So yeah, I mean, early on, that's why I traveled by myself, because we couldn't even talk amongst ourselves, amongst other competitors in the league. We couldn't talk about practice. We couldn't talk about areas or anything. So like, I didn't want to be around anybody because of that.
Yeah.
And you know, now they've laxed on that a lot. We can, you know, I hang around Mark Rose and Mark Davis. That's who I travel with now, and they've got stories on stories on stories, and I love listening to all of them. Like, I can sit there all night and listen to their stories. But we can also sit around and talk about bass fishing. We can talk about our practice, you know, nothing specific, but we can say, hey, you know, how many bites did you have today? You know, you feel like that's good. How much weight you think it's going to take? You know, that kind of stuff. We can still sit around and have our normal, you know, talks, and, you know, enjoy those stories and be around each other, without the pressure of the way it was when we first started. So it's not nearly as bad as it was back then.
And if you don't want to weigh in on any of these, you can say pass.
No, it's good.
All right.
I will say MLF is. I love it. I love the competition, the competitive side of it. The amount of effort it takes to do well in those is pretty significant. Like, you're when you show up to practice till the point that you're kicked out of the tournament, or eliminated, it is 100% effort, 100% grind the whole time. Like, because if you don't put that effort in, there's no way you're going to be able to compete. Like, it's just not going to happen. The guys are too good. They've been everywhere we've been multiple times, or if not, you know, tons of times, and they're just going to catch them regardless of situation, any of that. So, and every fish counts. So that makes it that much tougher. You go to MPFL event, which they run a awesome event too. I enjoy every aspect of those tournaments, but I do feel a little more relaxed. Like, I'm only fishing for 5. I can go out there. I can practice around like I normally do, daylight till dark, get a vibe for what I need to do. But at the end of the day, when I go back, start the tournament, I know I only have to go catch 5. So I'm not feeling that pressure all day to be able just to keep up, to keep up, to keep up. And, you know, just kind of go at my own pace. I can go fish this, go try that, go do that. And hopefully I've had a good day. But if not, I let my weight tell me how I need to make changes and what I need to do. And, you know, adjust for day 2 and hopefully catch enough to get my way back into it.
Yeah. Are you a avid forward facing sonar user?
I do use it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, I'm not against it. I enjoy using it when I need to. I went fishing here at home, which I don't normally ever do. I've been home for like 3 weeks, so I've kind of got fishing fever again, being around the house and stuff and working. But I went fishing down the road here, and I caught a couple giants and a bunch of fish, and it's like, man, it's fun to do when that, you know, it's fun to utilize it, and it's fun to see big fish eat it and catch them and get them in the boat. It's also nice though to fish an event where I know it's not going to be in play with anybody. You know, nobody's using it. We're all at the same advantage. So we're going out, we're fishing, and not old school, but just more, I'm not sure the best way to put it, processing things, breaking things down the way I grew up fishing versus the technological way a lot of the younger guys have grown up learning to fish. You know, a lot of young guys are growing up now. That's how they're learning to fish versus how I grew up fishing with, you know, just looking at things, trying to figure it out, conditions, and, you know, watercolor, current, eddies, you know, all that kind of stuff plays into factor versus pulling into a creek and looking around, scanning around, finding a bait ball or stumps or brush, and then throwing to them and catching them. Which I'm not against either one. I'm actually glad that I grew up fishing before it came out and had success before that, because now that it did come out and I feel like I'm decent with it. I'm by no means the best at it, but I feel like I can hold my own with the guys that are really good with it. But I'm glad I grew up learning it pre forward facing and and can compete with it too. So it's good for those tournaments when we don't have to use it, and after we get to use it for our one period with BPT, it goes back to, all right, what I needed to go do. I got to go line up on this grass line like this, change my angle, try to figure it out, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The forward-facing sonar, it's the hottest topic out there. You see it in the comments. People argue back and forth about it shouldn't be there. They should have it. It's just a tool. Do you find that sentiment in the pros where there's that almost like that ripple effect where half of them have taken one side, the other half's taking the other side, and it follows along with it? Or is it more or less that you guys all just get together and say, hey, man, it's just another tool that we use and we're just going to do what we need to do?
There's not hardly any negative talk about it amongst the tour guys, like the guys that I fish with. And I haven't heard any negatives against it with MPFL. They just chose not to utilize it. A lot of guys that fish over there are really good with it. But that event, those guys declared that we weren't going to use forward-facing sonar, and they put their foot down on it, and that's what they're standing by. And I'm glad they did that. It gives their whole organization, it separates them from the rest. And, Bass is now like 50-50 with it. We're going on year 2 of being able to use it for one period of our 3. But either side, there's really no negatives towards it. Like, nobody bashes it, says it's ruining, the lake here, there. It's just a tool. It's by no means you can just turn it on and start wrecking fish. Like, that's just not going to happen. I've seen it too many times.
No.
I've been extremely pissed off at it multiple times, tons of times, because I've seen giants like get right behind my bait and not eat it. I'm like, just eat it. Like, you're so close to it, you feel like you're touching it.
We were talking about that right before you got on. It frustrates you more watching it happen live.
Yeah. It's frustrating. But that's just an example. Like, you're not going to catch them every time just because you have it and you turned it on. Like, there's a lot that goes into making them bite and adjustments to get them to bite and things like that. It's not that easy, like some people are portraying it to be. And it's really more the people I feel like that bash it. They the one haven't used it, haven't tried it, or they're just 100% out on it without even, giving it an effort. But it is what it is. I show up and fish regardless I got it or not. I got to do my job.
I mean, you still have to locate the fish too. Like, that's the other thing.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
And you still got to catch them. Like, that's like, I love the comment of it's like spotlighting deer. That's cool. You can go out there and spotlight 50 deer out in that field, but if you can't shoot a rifle to save your ass, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I'd almost rather know if I'm fishing without using it, know that I'm not missing fish or they're chasing it, and I just keep on moving than rather seeing it, like you said, and you're sitting there yelling and screaming like, just bite the goddamn bait.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
how many times have you made a cast and just say I throw a chatterbait out there, I'm reeling it down the grass edge, and I'll go 100 yards without getting a bite, but then I go back down the same stretch and turn it on, and I throw a jerkbait out there, or throw the same chatterbait back down, and you have 20 out of your 300 cast you make, you got a 3 or 4 pounder that follows it out every time but doesn't eat it. I'd much rather know that they weren't folling out than they were, because then I'm gonna be pissed off about it.
Right. I'm just gonna say they weren't here. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
I zigged when I should have zagged, not they followed me. I'll tell you this. It's something I've learned from it is fish are so much smarter than humans. Like, if I was standing outside right now and a can of Copenhagen straight come rolling down in front of me, I ain't gonna run over to that joker like I'm about to grab it and turn around and walk away. I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna put a dip in. Like, that's a fact.
Yep. For sure.
But it is what
this is a pretty good question here. Do you think it helps shorten the learning curve?
I would say it probably there's some aspects to that question, but I would say as far as generating a bite, yes, it probably does shorten it. Because there's a lot, like, I learned a lot after I got it as far as fish behavior and where they're at, what they're doing, at times of the year that you wouldn't expect them to be where they are. But using it, having it, being able to look around and just kind of explore, I've learned a tremendous amount really quick by having that. So I do think it will shorten your learning curve by having it, using it. But there's also a lot of times when they don't bite it, and there's a lot of places you go where it's really hard to use. In those places, they kind of fall back on that old school learning curve. Lining up a cast and right angles and that kind of stuff play more of effect. So
I didn't even see that one in there.
I've actually never had to modify my trailer, but it wasn't too long ago until they came out. Like my boat trailer, the past 2 years, they've come with stock like 18-inch fuel wheels and some decent General tires on there, which is cool in my opinion. But back in the day, most of them were like they come with like a 15-inch tire on there and a little bitty, just I don't know, had a little bit cheap tire or whatever. And I'm traveling up and down the road and they're blowing out left and right. I'm like, dude, this is terrible. I was tired of changing tires and pulling up on curbs to swap them out, and I got tired of it. So I actually have I have an account set up with Wheel Pros. So I'm actually a dealer for anything that Wheel Pros has. So when I got that account set up, I started buying tires and wheels and, putting them on people's boats and trailers and my own. I've got them on my duck boat trailer, my bass boat trailer, my little cargo trailer. If I can slap a set of tires and wheels on something, I'm doing it. Mainly because I want to just put a better looking wheel on there, but two, I was tired of changing flats and stuff. So I put a good quality tire on my trailer and didn't have to worry about that anymore.
So, there was a quick question. My curiosity is peaking because we obviously do the fantasy fishing. Do you guys do the This is a twofold question. Do you guys involve yourself with the fantasy fishing with respect to the MLF and bass? And then my second portion of that question is, there's a big championship coming up in March on the bass side. You got anybody that you're thinking of, or who's your favorite to win that?
I don't ever get involved with the fantasy stuff. I don't actually know if we can do it or not amongst our own league. I don't see really why we couldn't. I don't mess with it. I got enough on my plate as it is with trying to catch fish and do well in the event and then working back home and running another business. It's like, I don't have time to really mess with that. And I really haven't thought much about the classic, honestly. I'm going to be tuned in every day watching it live and, be excited to watch it. I got a lot of friends over there fishing and I enjoy watching those events. I watched it today for probably an hour or so before I got going this morning. I'll watch it. I don't really have a person I'm going to pull for, but I'm going to enjoy just being able to watch bass fishing.
So you obviously travel a lot. You were at T-ball. I see the pictures in the background. How is that balancing being a professional angler and family life? Have you guys kind of gotten used to it at this point, or is it still hard to leave home?
Yeah, no, we're used to it. It's really all I've ever done. And Christina and I were dating long before I got serious to bass fishing. So she's been around me the whole time. She's, probably more supportive than I am of myself, which is nice. But, when we had our first, we had Emma, my daughter, she got to come to everything before she started school. So that made it nice because she has flexibility with her job. So she could give away, days and trade or whatever to be able to come to most of the events. And then we had Reed, and then Emma got into school. So now that she's in school, Reed doesn't, they don't get to travel as much with me as they used to. So it's much harder now than it was when I was really just getting started, you know, because they were there with me a bunch of the times. It's a lot harder to do now when they're not there, but you know, it just makes me fish a little harder, and you know, it doesn't bother me to drive home 12, 14 hours to, you know, get back and stay for 2 or 3 days before I got to turn around and drive back across the country again.
Yeah. And then just to address some of the other questions coming in, do you have to find your own sponsors, or do they kind of approach you?
When I was first starting, I was pretty aggressive on trying to find sponsors, and you know, I'll be honest with you, a lot of things that I did early on in my career, I probably wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have really, not that I wasted my time, but I put a lot of effort into things that uh, didn't really go anywhere. You know, things that lasted a year and then just disappeared, and stuff like that. And I've gotten away from that a lot. I don't really put much effort into looking for sponsors. I just I'm more I'm more driven to do well in the events and just kind of let that do its own thing, and then hopefully I get phone calls, which is you know, that's how I've the past 4 or 5 years, that's all I've done. And my phone rings every now and then, and I've got some really good people that I work with now that I've got really good relationships with. They're not just, you know, a sponsor or a company. They're really like family and people that I talk to, you know, every other day. Some of them I talk to every day. You know, I consider them more, you know, as a friend than I do, you know, a business acquaintance or whatever. So it makes it that much easier to do my job and do what I need to do for them, versus somebody I don't really know who I'm dealing with behind the scenes, or I'm just pushing a product for them and I don't really know much about them, as far as on the backside. But that's how I am today. I just try to do well on the water and let my performance and stuff speak for itself, and you know, hopefully my phone rings.
Yeah. Speaking of performance, are you qualified for that? We keep seeing this tournament coming up with that $1 million payout. Are you going to be fishing in that?
I hope so. I
Yeah.
mean, currently right now, technically I'm qualified for it because I'm in the top 25 in points, but we
Yeah.
still have 6 more events to go. The good thing about it is with BPT, there's only 51 of us fishing, and top 25 goes, so half the field gets to fish it. So I feel like my odds are pretty good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like I can probably manage that.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
I'm really looking forward to that tournament. I think that's going to be really cool to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild. I didn't know anything about it. I woke up to an email and was like, "What is this?" I almost deleted it because I didn't, you know, it didn't click what it was, and I read it and I was like, "Yeah." I just got out of my email and started scrolling on Facebook, and I saw somebody's video talking about it, and I thought, well, let me go back to this email and read it a little better. And then I clicked on the link, and there was like a preliminary contract or whatever to sign. And that way, if you did qualify, you guaranteed your spot in or whatever. So I signed my part of it. Hopefully, I can maintain a top 25 in points and then get to fish it.
You got it.
That's the breakdown of it. It's going to be the top 25 from each league that goes in on it.
Yeah, top 25 from BPT and top 25 from Bass are qualified to fish it. I'm not sure if there's more from different, you know, areas or whatever, but I know as far as what I read and what I was, you know, what I'm fishing, I need to be in top 25 in BPT, and I'll get to fish it.
When you
I think
guys
it'll
go
be cool
north,
to see.
Oh, that'll be awesome.
Yeah,
So
you
it's
guys
almost
look-
like the Super Bowl of fishing when it comes right down.
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
it is.
I think
Yeah.
people have been talking about it for years. Like, I'm glad to see it finally coming
Yeah.
to fruition.
yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to get to fish against some people that, you know, I don't fish against every other week or, you know, every event.
Yeah. So when you guys go north, what's your favorite lake when you go, or body of water?
I really like lacrosse.
Lacrosse, yeah.
Yeah, Mississippi River. I've done well up there a few times. I really vibe well with it. I have a lot of fun fishing up there. So uh, that's probably my favorite place to go, honestly, up north. We hadn't been there in a few years, so I'm kind of getting antsy to go back. I prefer river fisheries over lakes any day, and that place up there just I really enjoy going there.
Yeah.
It's a
How
power
about
fishing heaven. I mean, it
St.
is.
Lawrence River?
Like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a bunch of guys in here were hoping to hear the St. Lawrence River was the favorite.
I was one of them.
I mean, I enjoy fishing there too. I don't think I've ever caught so many smallmouth in one day that you can catch 21, 22 pounds, and you might as well just pack it up and go home because somebody's catching 26, 27 to 30. Like it blows my mind the weights that come out of that place.
It's insane.
that's another one like Gunnersville that it's like it's so pressured and it's just getting better. It doesn't make sense like logically. It's wild.
Yeah, it is.
The way that like we're set up, so we have like different states, and every year we pick a lake. We try and go like north of the in the country, middle, south, and then we just keep rotating. So last year we were in Gunnersville in October for like our national championship, and then this year we're going to the St. Lawrence River. That's why when you said Gunnersville about all those big fish, it wasn't happening. Was October the wrong time to go? Everyone said it would be good.
Yeah.
Man,
make no mistake. Gunnersville produced about 5 pounds for me in 5 days. It was terrible. It's horrible.
Oh, man, that's rough. I mean, it is. It is usually decent then.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's always that feeling where you go to the lake, you hear all these good things about it, and I just sit there. I go, I know that the fish knew that we were coming down here and just decided they weren't going to eat this week. That's all. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, y'all scared them into not biting.
So one of the questions we had some people submit them too. Do you enjoy hunting or fishing more?
I definitely enjoy hunting more.
Do you really?
If I can make a living hunting, I'd quit fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, quick.
I can't say I disagree with it. Like I love fishing too, but there's something about those moments out in the woods, especially turkeys. I don't know. There's something about turkey hunting that's just different to me.
Yeah. That's why when I'm done with when my season is over, I don't usually think about a rod or bass fishing at all. I put everything up, empty my boat, sell it, get it out of the shop, and I don't think about bass fishing or fishing in general at all until it's time to pick up the new boat, get it rigged, get it put back together, and get ready to fish again. I feel like I'd get burnt out on it, and I really enjoy hunting a lot. So I take a lot of customers hunting here, waterfowl stuff, and then we try to travel to some places and take a week or so off and just go somewhere new every year and enjoy ourselves. And just for me, it's kind of like my vacation. And if there was a way I could make a living doing that, I'd hang up bass fishing quick.
I wasn't expecting that. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'll
be over it.
Yeah. And one of the other questions was, what are some of the pros and cons of being a professional angler? So you don't have to go crazy. Like, what's the best thing and what's the worst thing about being a pro?
Well, the best thing is if you love bass fishing, you get to go see a bunch of places and, travel the country, fish a lot of places that you might not ever get to go to if, you didn't have to do it for a job. I've gone a lot of places that I probably never would have went to if, we didn't have an event there. So it's cool to get to do that, see places and, kind of, it's a job and it's, work, but it's also, you gotta take those things in like a vacation, get to experience places and things like that. And the downfall is, biggest downfall for me is not being at home, as much as I'd like to be, especially with kids. That's the worst part.
Yeah. Yeah, I could imagine. Well, I don't want to.
Go ahead, Nick.
I was gonna say I don't want to keep you too long. I know it's starting to get late, and of course, kids and stuff. So I don't know if you heard mine screaming in the background, but
I'm sure you heard mine.
It's the trials and tribulations of family life.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I really want to say thank you so much for this too. Like it means a lot. Yeah.
No problem, man.
If you have, Go ahead.
I'll be glad to do them anytime you guys, need somebody.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, much.
Well, we appreciate it. One thing for all of our guys in here listening, if you had any tip to leave a bunch of veterans, first responders, military guys that love bass fishing, one tip to help them for their future in fishing, what would you leave them with?
Just take it all in and enjoy, fishing. Enjoy the moment you're in when you're there, what you're doing. Try to absorb all that. A lot of people fish and not so much fish, but a lot of people do things in life where they don't really take anything in. They just, they're doing their day to day or whatever, got burdens and all kind of stuff on the back of their mind and all that. And, if you can show up and do something you love and enjoy it, absorb it, I think they go a long ways.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that for sure.
That's one
Definitely,
thing that we miss out is not taking it in.
Yeah,
a lot of us, that's something that a lot of our community probably really struggles with. Is just you get so used to being locked in, and I know, especially in the competitive world, like sometimes you got to reach back and think, like I'm here fishing. Like, why did I start? Like, yes, I'm a competitive person, but what does the fishing mean to me? It's not just the competition. It's, hey, we're here to fish. Let's have fun too.
Yeah, and I'm a prime example of that. I when I first started my first couple of years, especially the sophomore year when I was, having those bad events, I was hard on myself. It was rough. I'm so competitive and I was so zoned in and focused on what I was doing, and to have a bad outcome, I beat myself up pretty bad after an event. But at the end of the day, I was fishing a professional event that a few years before that, I didn't know I was going to be doing that. So I had to kind of step back, look at it, absorb it, and, just be able to be thankful for where I am and what I'm doing, and, enjoy the little things in it, because as quick as it started, it could also be over.
Man.
Yeah.
Valid point.
True words.
Yep, for sure. Well, we do appreciate you coming on here. Appreciate everything you do, and a lot of people don't think about it, but we all get thanked for our service a lot. But something that Hank Cherry said to me one time in his living room that really stuck with me. He was like, "Thank you guys. I don't do all the things you do." I was like, "No, thank you," because something our community is revolved around. If we didn't have pros like you out there grinding it every day and making it what it is for us, we wouldn't have a dream to chase, right? So thank you for what you do, and along with all the other pros out there, because if not, we wouldn't have this dream to chase either.
Yeah, same for us. Without y'all, we wouldn't be able to do this either. So it means a lot to us.
Yeah, thank you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, we appreciate you. Tell your wife thanks, and the kiddos thanks for giving us some time with you on a Thursday night.
Yeah,
yep, I'll do it.
It's Thursday, right? Yeah, it's Thursday.
And good luck in your upcoming events.
Yeah, and Hartwell. Yeah.
More importantly, good luck in T-ball.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey,
and T-ball too. Yeah.
T-ball is almost more exciting than bass fishing, so we're gonna enjoy that.
Yeah, especially at that age group, I'm sure it's full of laughs.
Oh yeah, it's more laughter than it is taking anything serious.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we appreciate you. If you want to hang out, we do a giveaway every show. You don't have to hang out for that. It'll be quick, and then we're gonna wrap up notes. If you're more than willing to log off now, or you can hang out with us, whatever you want to do. But we're gonna go ahead and get to the giveaway part. So if y'all didn't, make sure y'all have jumped in there and did hashtag #SITREP. And I promise I'm not cheating with this. I don't know how to.
You always get somebody from his state to win the giveaway.
Yeah. Did we ban? Did we ban South Carolina on this one?
I can't ban them. I mean, That's rude. But I will say I do have the winners from this month. We're going to keep it like we did last year, where only one win per month. So we'll go ahead and click the button real quick and give it away. Boom, North Carolina. Not my problem. See, I told y'all.
Still
This isn't-
Carolina. Still.
I've been telling y'all. Hey, okay, well, it's not my Carolina. All right, it's not mine. But congrats, John. We got all your information. We'll hit you up and we'll get that squared away. Easy money. Anything you want to dive into, Nick, before we start wrapping it up and closing it out? I think
We're
we
good.
don't have any crazy events coming up. I don't think we have any events this weekend, but on the 28th, South Carolina, we have our event on Lake Murray, and Louisiana, I believe, has an event on the 28th
Toledo.
as well. Toledo Bend. Yep, that's right. So if y'all aren't already, go ahead and get your memberships. For the ones that won free memberships, for the 3 teams that won free memberships, we'll be reaching out shortly to get all that squared away and get you all the information on how to obtain your membership through that way. It'd be super easy. Probably just have y'all do paper applications like last year. It'd be quick and easy. But that's all I got. You have anything, Tony, Nick,
I'm good.
Zach? Anything?
I'm good, buddy. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for having me on.
Yes,
Appreciate you.
sir.
Thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. All right, guys. We'll see y'all this Sunday at 7 with Danny Hartzell. We're going to dive into Humminbird and the Electronic Fisherman Manual. It's going to be a good time. Remember, y'all, it's not just a tournament. It's a brotherhood. Thanks for watching another episode of the Sunday Sit Rep. If you're not already subscribed on YouTube, go ahead and go do that now so you don't miss a thing. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook. And if you're watching on Apple Podcasts, leave a review so we know how we're doing. We appreciate that feedback. Until next time, remember, it's not just a tournament, it's a brotherhood. See ya.